Hello everyone! Welcome to Pop Around channel. Thank you for joining us today. We are back in Wales again for a little break, and this time we're gonna be exploring beautiful Pembrokeshire. Pembrokeshire is located in the west of Wales. With over 50 beautiful beaches and many stunning coastlines, Pembrokeshire is actually rated the second best coastline in the world by National Geographic magazine, according to visitwales.com. It is also home to many amazing wildlife, which is one of the reasons why we're here. We'd recently learned that people have been spotting an otter, or possibly more than one, hanging around in Stackpole, which is a National Trust site, so we're gonna start this trip by taking a gentle stroll at Stackpole Quay. So if you're ready, let's get started. If you look on the side of the road, the white flowers you see there are actually wild garlic. It smells kinda garlicky when there's a lot of them together. Conveniently, there's a loo on the left there, and the cafe is just at the bottom of the slope right by the quay, serving pretty nice coffee and cakes. Even though we started off with a bit of clouds and rain, the coastline still looks pretty amazing. So while we're exploring this stunning site, I just want to give my brilliant subscribers a big thanks for your wonderful support. For those who haven't, please consider subscribe to our channel if you're interested in nature, wildlife, and traveling, because we don't just pop around. We love to share our experiences as well. So hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss our future videos. If the weather isn't so wet and windy, I would be able to fly my drone to get a proper look at this beautiful coastline, but oh well, we can only do what we can. And that's about it for the coastline on both sides of Stackpole Quay. Now let's move on to the Stackpole estate and have a walk along the fish pond, see if we can spot any otters around. Well, as soon as we can get this robin out of our car, we can move on.
Go home with us. Oh! Bye-bye!
Although we've only seen a swan, a few robins, and tons of wild garlic here at National Trust Stackpole today, but we have a very promising hope for our wildlife hunt tomorrow, because the place we're going to tomorrow is home to a lot of interesting wildlife. It's been a very refreshing and lovely walk, and now we're gonna head to our accommodation. Speaking of which, we've had quite an incident with cottages.com that I'd like to share, but I don't want to bore you with the details, so please see the description box for more information. After all the hassles, we finally found us a more suitable cottage in a more tranquil location, where we stayed for a couple of nights in Llangwm, Pembrokeshire. I don't actually know how to pronounce the name of it, so I'd like to apologize for any Welsh words I mispronounce in this video. On the next day, we headed off to the area called Marlows, which is at the edge of the west of Wales. Then we're gonna take a 10 to 15-minute ferry ride to the Skomer Island, which is home to many interesting wildlife such as rabbits, owls, and many seabirds like guillemots, razorbills, kittiwakes, which is a type of gull, and most importantly, the very special seabirds, the stars of the tour that we've been looking forward to see but haven't been lucky enough to catch a glimpse of one while we were in the Northern Ireland in the previous year. The special seabirds I was talking about are the puffins. We heard that there are thousands of them on this island from April to July, so don't forget to plan well in advance if you want to see the puffins, because they don't hang around all year long. As we take off, we noticed a gull that was sitting on the pier, took off and followed the ferry. Jimmy, the tour guide, told us that they found a bunch of gull eggs, incubated them until they all hatched, and raised them until they were old enough to fly away. This one right here decided to stay and often takes a ride on the ferry. It takes about 15 minutes to get to the island, and we'll have about 4.5 hours to explore. And as we approached closer to the island, we can see a lot of different seabirds flying around already, which got us all psyched up at the moment. And just by the edge of the island, we can already see a whole load of burrows and seabirds flying in and out of them. And this one right here is a puffin. So close and amazingly fearless of humans anyway, because here nobody seems to pose any threats to them, so we are completely disregarded. These little guys here are called razorbills. They have beautiful black beaks with a white line from below the eyes down to the beak. They make funny noises actually, if you can hear it. I'm not sure if that's the noise they make when they're courting, which I'm guessing is what those two are doing if they're not just sharpening each other's beaks. Other than puffins and razorbills, we were told at the briefing that there are also owls, gannets, falmers and shearwaters on this island. But we haven't seen any of them yet, or in fact we might have but couldn't tell when they were flying around earlier. However, shearwaters should be in their burrows somewhere on this island, which by the way are omnipresent. Every inch of this island except the path is absolutely covered by burrows. We could just guess sometimes when we see trails of some familiar droppings like rabbits around the burrows. every now and again we could hear some cooing sound coming from these burrows, which obviously indicates that they are occupied by some birds, but we couldn't tell which type unless they show themselves. Other than birds and rabbits, which rarely appear close to humans, the staff also said that dolphins, harbor porpoises, and Atlantic grey seals are often spotted around the island as well. We haven't seen any dolphins or porpoises today, but what we can see lying on the stony beaches just over the cliff are definitely seals. In fact, some of them had even popped their heads up and given us a spin round. We learned from this occasion that puffins droppings look like squirts of white and yellow liquid, and that they don't do number 2 inside of their burrows. There are certainly a lot to see on this island. In fact, when we reached the southern part of it, we can see so many puffins hanging around by the edge of the island, which seems to be a popular spot for photo shoots. I can say that I am very satisfied with the trip so far. We've seen a lot of wildlife, especially these amazing puffins, which seem to predominate along the southern edge of the island. Before we moved on to the next destination, I want to give you a little heads up about what to expect from the Skomer Island tour. Other than the fact that you can only find the puffins on Skomer Island during April and July, you need to give plenty of time to arrive at the Llangwm Lodge Visitor Centre to check in and get a physical ticket before boarding the ferry. There's only a few variety of snacks at the visitor center. Only snacks like Kit Kats, crisps, flapjacks, and refrigerated drinks are available there. So my advice is not to rely on their food source for your picnic. Our tickets cost £40 for each of us. The ferry runs every half an hour between the quay and the Skomer Island from 10 o'clock in the morning until 12, in which you can choose the time slot that is suitable for you. There are some facilities back at the pier in the mainland. However, there's a very limited, very basic loo and a few picnic tables in the center of Skomer Island, which is around 1 kilometer from the pier. There are no restaurants, no cafe, and no bins, so you'll have to carry all the trash back with you to the mainland. For more information, please see the description box. And now it's about time that we head back to the mainland. On the way back though, the staff was kind enough to take us to see the seals that were resting on the stony beach where I mentioned earlier. It was a super trip to Skomer Island, and I totally recommend. Another beautiful location that I want to recommend is Strumble Head. Strumble Head is located in the northwest of Pembrokeshire. It's not only a great place for a walk and a picnic with absolutely breathtaking views, obviously, but it is also good for wildlife watch as well if you're in the right place at the right time. According to visitpembrokeshire.com, bird migration occurs at dawn during autumn time. After congregation in Milford Haven, they can be seen close to shore in Strumble Head. Our next destination is Porth Clais. Porth Clais Harbour is located in St David's, the smallest city in the UK. But because the city is so small, there's not much to see but this beautiful cathedral. So we decided to explore the coastline around Porth Clais Harbour today. And that's about it for Porth Clais and its stunning coastline. We're kind of in the clouds a bit here, so I hope it won't give us rain when we get to our next and last destination for this episode. Solva is a quiet little village in St David's. We're gonna explore the coastline just by the harbour before the sun goes down. And that's about it for our Pembrokeshire episode. I hope you liked my video. It's been such a memorable trip with our wildlife hunt. We had tons of fun and it is an absolute joy to share my true experiences with you guys. Please hit like if you liked my video, share it with your friends or followers and leave me your thoughts in the comment section. And most importantly, please consider subscribe to Pop Around channel if you haven't already, because that's gonna keep me going. Hey ho, I know it's quite a lengthy video, so bravo for those who made it to the end. You are amazing. Thank you for watching. Bye now.